We're making beef burgundy. This is steak tips coated in flour. And now they're going into a pan with oil on medium heat.
To brown.
Yes, to brown them.
Not to cook.
Not to cook them, because they're going in a crock pot after this. It's almost empty. And here's the first batch done, and we just put it back in the flour.
These are brown, but they're not all the way cooked.
They're not supposed to be cooked because they're going in the crock pot. So then we'll have a big bowl of browned steak that's been cooking in oil. And these are all the spices that we're adding. And the reason why we have all these, we don't measure spices. My mom took out all these containers to make a bunch of dirty dishes purely because I'm making a video for you. And she wanted people to not get confused
And
about
to use
measurements
the
of
accurate
spices.
measurements. So there's
We never use accurate measurements. We just dump stuff in and it turns out great.
I know, but sometimes you can overdo it with some of these spices that you might not be as familiar with. Like seasoning salts, thyme, marjoram, pretty much pepper you're used to doing, garlic. You could certainly overdo it with
Wine.
the bouillon because bouillon is very salty.
Well, if you follow the actual recipe, you're supposed to have a cube, and if you just put one
What's
cube,
the first ingredient? Is sea salt, right?
it's salt.
Okay, here's salt. 1 teaspoon? How many teaspoons?
Yeah, 1 teaspoon of salt,
Okay, then what?
half a teaspoon of seasoning salt,
Seasoning salt. 1/2 a teaspoon. They have this convenient hole where you can put your teaspoon in and then scrape it across the top so it comes out equal.
That is what that's for.
Yes. That's the sea salt. Okay, then what?
1/4 teaspoon of margarine, thyme, and pepper.
So 1/4 teaspoons, this little one. See, if you were just measuring it by eye, you might put way too much margarine in. To get a thing to get that off with.
You do it with your hands.
I can't do
Just
it.
shake it out. You know what 1/4 teaspoon is, your cook. You're still gonna measure it even though you know.
That's a little bit
More
you get
than-
it all in there. It's about 1/4 teaspoon.
Okay.
Since Faith likes to not use the measurings.
I never do it.
Then what? Thyme. How much thyme are we supposed to be using?
It's 1/4.
Okay.
Thyme, margarine, and pepper is a 1/4 teaspoon.
It would be better if I could get the thing
Here, I'll pick up the cap for you.
off. I'll try not to bust this.
Hey, that's a really
I
nice
did
view of all
bust
these
it.
spices.
She's gonna kill me. I remember now.
She's not gonna kill you. What'd you break?
No, her spoon, her fork. I'm trying to get the thing off.
I went flying across the room.
If you could go get it, that would be great.
She's gonna get mad over a broken fork.
No, I'm not. I just have to...
No, not you.
Yes, Jen will. Because it's hers and I broke it. Now I have to flip the meat.
Just so you know, when you break a fork, you should throw a giant fit. There's that. Meat! Meat, 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 meat. If I want to make a video just so you can simply show people how to cook stuff, and it makes you measure out every single spice and make 8 extra dishes, then we're never doing it again.
Whatever, it's your video. Silly.
It's you wanting to be proper.
This is Cranky Christian's cooking class. You cannot take the crankiness out of Cranky Christian's cooking class.
You can't put the following Christ in Christ, the Messiah.
Yes,
He
you
didn't-
can.
He didn't follow himself. When did he do that in Scripture?
Oh, will you stop? You You don't
Yes, I
follow
will.
yourself either, do you?
No.
Because that would be crazy, Christians.
Well, here's the meat. Oh, it looks actually it looks really pretty. I like browned meat. I approve.
All right. Now, how much pepper are we supposed to have?
1/4 of a teaspoon.
Another fourth of a teaspoon.
It's all
There's
a fourth of a
lot
teaspoon.
teaspoons in
There's only 3.
there.
Yeah, we have. What do we have? 1 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon seasoning salt, 1/4 teaspoon margarine, thyme, pepper, 1 clove garlic.
Okay, look at how we do the pepper. It has one of the cool things like the other one, where you put the spoon in and then you scrape it across the top to make it equal on the top.
Yeah.
And then that's 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, then how much garlic? 1 clove?
Yeah, I said 1 clove. I
So
would
with
do
1
like
clove-
3 tablespoons.
We are going to take liberties with the garlic and say that one of these big spoonsful might be a clove because we like garlic a lot. So we're actually going to put like 3 big spoonsful
Yeah.
because we really like garlic. And this is kind of not as strong as real cloves of garlic because
It's not fresh
minced
anymore.
and canned by a company that dilutes it in water a little bit, I think.
Yeah, it is in water. If it was in oil, it'd be a lot more expensive and unhealthy because they'd probably use bad oil.
So 3 big spoonsful of this. 1, which is probably about 1/4 cup. Really?
This is the way we do the spices too. We don't overdo it, but we don't measure anything.
We do overdo the garlic because we like garlic.
And I overdo salt and I overdo turmeric, but
garlic.
my mom doesn't have it.
Lots and lots of garlic. But if you're going by the recipe, you would probably try to just do 1 spoonful. Because about a clove of garlic.
Or if you used real garlic, you could use like 5 cloves or 3, or however much garlic you like.
Now these meats are done browning. So I'm just gonna give them a little stir. Because I like saying that on the video. Just give it a little stir. Just give it a little stir.
Funny.
And then I'm going to put the other meats back in. And then turn this off to just let it rest.
Oh, you're not going to stir it again?
No, I'm just going to let it rest. Off. I've done the little stirs already. Did we do chopped onion? No, that was our next thing. Chopped onion is not even in the recipe, so I'm just going to sprinkle about a teaspoon and put it in one of these little containers so I can mess up. Yeah, another little container for my Cranky Christian's cooking class.
You see all these containers? We did not have to use a single one of them, and now we have to do all these dishes.
But that'll be really easy because they haven't really been very messy. And about a tablespoon of garlic powder, which also is not in the recipe. So if you do not love garlic, you do not want to add extra garlic powder. And bouillon, it says 1 beef bouillon crushed.
But we don't have cubes, we just have powder.
Have the powder. So I think to equal 1 regular bouillon cube, probably 1 teaspoon of the powder.
Why did they put MSG in this?
I don't know, probably as a preservative or a salt flavoring. So this is a teaspoon of bouillon powder, or you can use a bouillon cube and make sure it's all crushed up and dissolved before you use it.
Can't they just dissolve it in water instead of crush it in the powder?
The bouillon cube, you could dissolve it in hot water.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would take a long time to do that, so you might have to take a fork or a spoon and push on it.
Yeah, but if you use a tea kettle, then it'd be boiling hot. I think it would go faster.
That we are adding the seasonings, the burgundy, and the meat together in the crock pot and cooking on low for 6 to 8 hours. After 6 to 8 hours, we are going to turn it up to high and add a bunch of mushrooms and some corn. It says add cornstarch. I'm not sure if we'll have to do that or not, but that would make it a little thicker. But right now, we're just going to put the meat and the seasonings and the burgundy wine into the crock pot. So I'm going to go get the burgundy wine.
Where's the crock pot?
Behind you on the counter.
Oh, I'll open this. Can you let me know if you see my hot chocolate? Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't know how to open this. Oh, just kidding. I got it. Hey, I know how to open a crock pot. Look at that. Now I want my hot chocolate.
So we normally do not drink wine.
Well, we're not really drinking it. We're cooking with it, but I will drink it.
We only need like a cup according to the recipe. We're probably going to use 2 cups because I think there should be a little bit more. But this wine is a lot more than what we would need for the recipe. So
it's my sister's birthday. We're making this dinner because it's her favorite. And we going to drink it and get drunk. No, I'm kidding. I'm not actually going to get drunk. And I don't think anyone in my family is either. Well, that... As I show you a bottle of vodka and Bailey's. And the champagne. No, we're not getting drunk. I really came out here so I could look for my hot chocolate and I don't know where it is. It's not with the alcohol. Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. Oh, and here's some peppermint fudge that my mom made. I tried some of that yesterday and it was like waxy flavor.
I just hope I could get this bottle open. Might have a cork, in which case I'll have to use a corkscrew.
That's annoying.
It's just a twist top. I can feel it twisting, so I'm feeling like I am successful with the twist top. Arthritis, people. Gotta watch out. Once it gets in your hands, it makes it hard to open stuff.
Who was that guy yesterday who had arthritis in his knee? Oh, that was Jack.
Now, for perfect measurements, a peanut butter jar is 2 cups. Half of a peanut butter jar is 1 cup. But we're actually going to put 2 cups, even though the recipe only calls for 1. One of the reasons for that is that the meat actually has quite a bit of flour in with it. So I don't think may not even need the cornstarch afterwards. It does smell like wine. I don't really drink wine, but if I did, like if I drank a glass of this burgundy wine, it would make me very sleepy. And I might not get my chores done. So, unless I'm willing to take a nap, I do not want to drink it. So we pull forward the crock pot. And then we're going to add the wine in. Hello, wine. Into the crock pot.
Good job.
Then we'll put the garlic.
Yay.
Into the crock pot. Then we'll take all of these spices and put them in together. Because Faith says we shouldn't waste dishes. So
Aren't you still going to wash all those dishes?
I'll rinse them out a little bit, but there's just a little bit of powder in the bottom, so it shouldn't really need to be.
Yeah, there's no point in measuring spices and making a bunch of dishes. It's insane. Don't do it.
It's to show people what each measurement looks like.
Yeah, but this isn't a real cooking show.
This is a cooking show. Frankie Christian's cooking class.
No.
Just because you're holding the camera doesn't mean that it's not my show.
It's going on my channel. You have to have your own channel if you want to do that.
Okay, fine. So we have the spices and we have the wine. Now we have to add the
beef.
This is just the little bit of remaining flour that was in the bottom of the bowl.
We can't use it again. We would have to throw it away if we didn't put it in there because
it
it's
has
have
meat
raw
in it.
meat in it. It's disgusting.
Exactly. And then the meat's going to go in. There's 2 pounds, but it's probably more than 2 pounds now because of being coated in flour and cooked. So it makes it a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
So then all of that meat's going to go in the crock pot. And this is supposed to cook on low. So let's see if we can get it onto low.
Yeah, of course you can.
First I need to dust the edge off because I just can't look at dustiness. Okay. Close the cover. Power. Oh, I have to plug it in.
That's a good idea. Very
Turn
smart.
the power on. And it's on low, and it already says 8 hours.
Okay.
So this says 6 to 8 hours. So in 6 hours, I'm going to check. Now, I thought of this for a second. Maybe I should stir it around a little bit. Because all of the spices and everything are in there with the burgundy and the beef. Oh, yeah, you should come and look at what it looks like.
All right, I'm coming. Do.
It's all mixed together. It's kind of purpley and lumpy looking with the garlic and the flour and the beef together in there. That's what it looks like. It's the spices are mixed in. The burgundy wine is mixed in.
Wow, that smells like wine.
Yes, it does, because it has 2 cups of wine in there with the meat. I'll push the meat down in a little so it can continue to cook for 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
Probably 6, but we'll see.
Now is that it?
That's it for that.
Okay. So
It's
then...
on low and it's set at, well, it was 8 hours, but now it says 7:59 because it's been in for a minute already.
Okay, so then, right before this is done, you add the mushrooms, right?
Well, you're supposed to, but we're going to add the mushrooms after it's done because you don't like mushroom,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate
So we're
that.
going to take some of the beef out before we
beef
put the
out.
mushrooms in.
They'll take my food out. And then they're going to add mushrooms and bacon that I don't like.
Well, I'll have to ask Jen about the bacon too because she doesn't like bacon very much, but she does like this recipe. And then when it's all said and done, we're going to cook some extra wide egg noodles and pour the beef burgundy over the noodles. So but it will be in about 6 hours. We might show you that part later once we get to that point, but Faith has some other things she needs to do for a while in between. And so do I, because we're not going to just, like, obviously stand here for 6 hours talking about the wonderful flavors of beef burgundy or anything like that. It is Jen's, 23rd birthday today?
That's what you said.
23rd birthday. My kid is 23.
She's a baby, but how old is Anna? Anna's 21, right?
She'll be 22 on her birthday.
Yeah. Jen is the second youngest. Anna is the youngest. And they're all drinking age. So,
And it's Pat's birthday today, too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
That's why they wanted to go out to dinner with us last night, but Jen and Jimmy did not feel it.
How old is Pat? 50?
I have no idea. He's like probably 40 or something. He's at least in his mid-30s.
Well, it's all right.
All right. Well, that's all I have to show you for now.
Okay, that's all. Subscribe if you want. Goodbye.